Hi, I'm Vanessa from SpeakEnglishWithVanessa.com. Let's talk about going to bed. Oh, it's time for bed. Yes. So at the end of the day, do I just get in my bed? Do you just get in your bed? No, of course not. We have a nighttime routine, a habit, or kind of almost a ritual before going to bed that helps us to wind down, calm down our bodies and our minds. And today I would like to teach you 30 common phrasal verbs that you can use for your nighttime routine, plus 4 bonus expressions that we often use about sleep, but you'll have to wait till the end of the video to find out what those are. To help you remember all of these wonderful phrasal verbs and integrate them into your conversations, I have created a free PDF worksheet that you can download right now. You can print it out, put it under your pillow as you sleep, and dream happy phrasal verb dreams in English. There is a link in the description and you can download that free PDF worksheet today. All right, are you ready to join me on my nighttime routine? Come with me and let's get ready for bed. Before I can get ready for bed, I need to get my kids ready for bed. That includes taking a bath, reading a story, singing some songs, listening to some nighttime music, and I will tuck them in. Tuck them in. That means that I put the blanket around them and I make them feel all cozy and warm. I tuck them in. My youngest son, Freddie, sleeps in a crib still, and he loves to snuggle up with his animals. He likes to snuggle up with his animals. Some people call these stuffed animals, and some people call these stuffies. When I was growing up, I called them stuffed animals, so that's what I call them with my kids. He likes to snuggle up with his stuffed animals. I feel lucky that he usually dozes off really easily. I know this is not the case for most kids, so I feel incredibly lucky that he dozes off easily. And once he's asleep, I can go to the other room and start the rest of my nighttime routine, calming down my body and my mind. Let's go. I tidy up the kitchen. I tidy up the kitchen. I fill up my water bottle so I have water at bedtime. I fill up my water bottle. I turn on the RoboVac if we forgot to do it earlier. I turn on the RoboVac if we forgot to do it earlier. Thanks. Dan brews up some herbal tea because he's trying to cut out beer. Dan brews up some herbal tea because he's trying to cut out beer. Sometimes Dan will rub my head while we chat about the day. Sometimes Dan will rub my head while we chat about the day. Thanks, Dan.
You're welcome.
I lie down on the couch. I lie down on the couch and I read through an interesting book about Colorado. I read through an interesting book about Colorado. If my children make a noise in their bedrooms, I can check on them on the monitor to make sure they're okay. I can check on them on the monitor. Then I finish off my tea and get ready to head to bed. I finish off my tea and get ready to head to bed. Next, I tiptoe into the bedroom because my 2-year-old sleeps in his crib in my room. I tiptoe into the bedroom. In the bathroom, I wash off my makeup and I jump in the shower. I wash off my makeup and I jump in the shower. I'm not actually jumping into the shower, but this is a common term we use when we're talking about just doing something quickly, possibly without thinking. I'm gonna jump in the shower, I'll be back in a couple minutes. Jump in the shower. After my shower, I put on my pajamas. Which you can also call PJs. That's what I called it growing up, but you could say pajamas or PJs. And I throw today's clothes in the laundry basket. I throw today's clothes in the laundry basket. Or if I'm going to wear them again, I hang them up on a hanger. I hang them up on a hanger. Next, I brush my teeth and I spit out the toothpaste. I brush my teeth and I spit out the toothpaste. I take a sip of water to wash out my mouth. I take a sip of water to wash out my mouth. I need to take care of my hair as well, so I brush through my hair. I brush through my hair, and because I'm wearing contacts, I take out my contacts. I take out my contacts. But if I were wearing my glasses, I would simply say, I take off my glasses. I take off my glasses because I don't need to wear them while I sleep. And just like that, it's time to go to bed. Let's go. I turn off the bathroom light before I get into bed. I turn off the bathroom light before I get into bed. I get into bed and curl up under the covers. I get into bed and curl up under the covers. Sometimes Dan will nod off first, sometimes I will. Sometimes Dan will nod off first, sometimes I will. Sometimes it takes me a while to drift off to sleep if my mind is really active. Sometimes it takes me a while to drift off to sleep if my mind is really active. But if it's been a long, tiring day, I pass out at bedtime. I pass out at bedtime. Now I'd like to share 4 bonus phrasal verbs about sleep that you can use in daily life. The first one is this. When I was younger, I liked to sleep over at my friend's house. To sleep over. I brought my sleeping bag and sometimes we watched a movie. And bonus phrase number 2, we stayed up late at sleepovers. I wonder, are sleepovers for children or teenagers common in your country? I know in some countries this is absolutely not acceptable, but in the US it's pretty common that birthday parties will be sleepover parties and all the kids will come and they'll bring their sleeping bags and they'll spend the night and watch a movie. They probably won't get much sleep because they'll be giggling and being silly all night, but it's part of American culture. Bonus expression number 3 is when I have a big decision to make, I like to sleep on it. To sleep on it. It here is the big decision. If I don't feel comfortable making a decision right away, I say, okay, I'm gonna sleep on it, and in the morning, maybe I'll feel more certain about which one is the best thing to choose. So maybe for you, if you were about to move to a new country or take a new job, you might say, oh, this is such a big deal. I just need to sleep on it. I can't make a decision right now. This is, I think, a really wise thing to do and a beautiful phrasal verb. And bonus expression number 4 about sleep is sometimes if you've had a bad day, you just need to sleep it off. Sleep it off. And we can kind of imagine this feeling of like there's mud and dirtiness on you, and that's the stress and bad things that happen during the day. And when you sleep, it all just washes off of you. And in the morning, you feel fresh. If there's going to be no solution to the problems that night, you say, oh, I just need to sleep it off. And in the morning, you'll feel fresh and renewed. All right, well, there you have it. 30 common phrasal verbs for your nighttime routine, plus 4 bonus ones. And I have a question for you now. Can you tell me about your nighttime routine? Let me know in the comments. Use some of these phrasal verbs. And don't forget to download the free PDF worksheet so that you never forget any of these wonderful phrasal verbs and you can integrate them into your life. Click on the link in the description so that you can download that today. Well, it's time for me to drift off to Sleepland and dream about teaching you English. I'll see you next Friday for a new lesson here on my YouTube channel. Bye! The next step is to download the free PDF worksheet for this lesson. With this free PDF, you will master today's lesson and never forget what you have learned. You can be a confident English speaker. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for a free English lesson every Friday. Bye!